Hey everybody, this is Grant with Freedom Go, and we're at the Tiffin Dealers Meeting 2025. We're going to see all the new models that are coming out, and one that really has me excited, well, one of the two that we're also going to see later, but the GH2. Now, we all know the GH1, which is really a pretty much class leader in current 144 technology, with Battleborn Victron-based system, huge aftermarket support, just like all the other Sprinter-based 144 all-wheel drive vans. And they moved that onto the 170 wheelbase, which, you know, I love me a 170 wheelbase. We've got our 2019 170 that we've had, as well as our Echo that's on a 170 chassis, and I absolutely love that size of van. So let's take a look at what we have on this guy. So starting in the back, we've got your basic GH1 configuration. So they've taken the GH1 and put it into the back of a 170. So what that means is with the side-to-side bed, the bed goes up and down, you have the undernet storage. But on this one, you also have the cool party lights. We have a relatively new water system here. You used to have the Nautilus panel, now it's been upgraded. The roll-lift rear screens, that's gonna roll down, give you some privacy, as well as insulation. The power system, now you all know that I love Victron. We've been with them for a long time. We're Victron ambassadors, now we're the true blue distributors. So we've been dealing with Victron for a long time, and this is a Battleborn game changer based system, along with a full Victron power system componentry as well. So that you're gonna get the smart shunt, you're gonna get the multi-plus, you're gonna get the solar controller. All that stuff's gonna read out to a Servo GX on a touchscreen that's gonna be up in the front, give you all the data you need. Now, normally it comes with 2 game changer batteries. You can opt for a 3rd game changer, which is gonna give you a massive amount of power. It's gonna give you up to 810 amp hours, which is gonna run the GRE AC unit, which is a really cool 110 12 volt inverter unit, a super quiet, really efficient. It's gonna run that for basically 9 or 10 hours on a good day. So plenty of power for all you that want to get off grid and make cool things happen. Also has a secondary alternator, so it's going to recharge really quickly. It is a 12 volt based system, which I prefer. I'm not a huge fan of 48 volt because simplicity of 12 volt is way worth it. So let's take a look at the front and see what we got. Going to the inside, the storage is amazing. So we have a bunch of upper cabinets. These are aluminum frame cabinetry, so no wood framing on the cabinetry here. Nice doors with the pulls. Lots of interior. I like that the inside of the cabinets have some fabric on it, keeps some of the noise and rattles down. Also comes with a microwave. This is your control panel. Has some like spice rack type things, along with, like I was talking about, the Victron. So it's got a touch 70, along with a servo, all that kind of stuff. Gives you your shore power information, your voltage, your current, all that kind of stuff is going to be shown here. As well as the cool part is, as long as you have the internet, so if you have Starlink on your van or your house Wi-Fi, you can see what all your power system is doing on the Victron VRM portal, so you can actually really see and control it from anywhere in the world as long as your servo is connected to the internet. So that's really cool. They have a widget that goes on your phone that you can see at a glance what your power system is doing, so you know if you need to charge it, set up alerts, all that kind of stuff. Really cool stuff. All the same exact style buttons, which is apparently rare in the RV world, but all the buttons match. The same Lippert bed that you'll have in the GH1, and your Aqua Hot hydronic heating system. So your water and your heat both are gonna come from the same system. Diesel fired, comes from the same tank. Really nice because you can add S&B fuel tank into this, get a bunch of extended range. So there's gonna be 2 options on this. One's gonna be this bench. This is not for traveling, not for passengers. There's no seat belts. Current day, that might change because, again, some of these are relative prototypes. But there's also a 3 modular seat option. That'll give you the ability to seat up to 5 and transport more people. Now, there's only the ability to sleep 2. There's no like fold out bed, there's no rooftop tent or anything like that. So you're gonna sleep 2 just like in the GH1, but it's gonna be on the same kind of in between a double and queen size bed-ish, thanks to the flares on the back of the 170 to give you a little bit more space side to side so that you can sleep. Did I mention the amount of storage? Let's take a look at some of the really cool features that are over here. Storage is huge in any van. Now with the 170, the beauty of it is that, well, you get more of it. So you get a bunch of drawers, a stack of 3 right here. You get another box here. This is gonna hold your lagoon table. and your shelves that go into the bathroom, as well as if you didn't want to have these shelves for the bathroom, this is a lot of vertical storage space as well. We have another stack of 3 drawers, so no shortage at all, drawer availability, along with another storage compartment right here. Now the really, really cool part here is this big old closet. This thing is massive. It's got 2 shelves built in that are adjustable, a light, a clothes hanging rod. Really, really cool. I'm told that the bottom here may also be cabinet, but again, this is a pre-production model, so some of this might change. Now the bathroom is your typical kind of B-van shower. So it's a wet bath. It's got the Thetford cassette toilet, so you'll have to dump the cassette at whether it's a dump station, whether it's porta potty, bathroom, whatever, just like any other B-van. I personally love cassette toilets. Big fan, really like, wouldn't go to a black tank if you paid me to. So I'm really happy with this. It has the ability with the built-in shelf tracks here to put those shelves like I showed you into there, as well as has this really nice roll lift screen. So I prefer this type rather than a solid door, but it gives you the ability to have a soft door so that you don't have to open your bathroom doors into the walkway and all that kind of stuff. Also, the nice part is when you open this gives you the privacy in the back, so that if you have the back doors open and you want to change or do whatever, that you don't have to worry about anybody seeing it in the back. So really nice to have the dual functionality of the closet for that. We also have an openable window on this side, which is going to allow you to open that window, get some airflow. So last but not least, you have a Girard awning that is going to give you amazing performance. Great awnings out in the industry. Really glad that more and more companies are starting to use them. And then roll lift, which is kind of the gold standard in buck screens and dividers and stuff like that. We have a roll lift entry screen as well. Now, the front's appointed with all the normal Mercedes stuff. So you have your Distronic, you have your heated seats. This one also has a heated steering wheel, which is brand new on the current 25 chassis, so that's super cool. This is going to be a 2500 chassis, so it's not going to be a dually. It's going to be single rear wheel, which is nice because you can do a lot different wheel options and a whole lot more mods. This is going to be moddable just like any other Sprinter. So your wheels, your tires, your big brakes, your suspension upgrades, your lift kits, your bumpers, lights, all that kind of stuff is going to work for this. So really excited for this thing. You know, I'm a 170 guy, like I said, so like we're really kind of looking at this thing because there's not a whole lot of 170s in this space. So really excited. Let's take a look at the next van that I want to show you guys. All right, guys, the other one that I'm really excited for, because you know I love my Winnebago Echo, you know I love my boxes on Sprinters. The new Tiffin Open Trail is another entry into the box on a Sprinter genre. So again, it's a 3500 with a high output motor. It's gonna be a box on the back of a frame. Super duper cool, really happy with it. Let's take a little walk around and see what it's got. All right, so like I said, it's on a Sprinter chassis. You have the ability to buy it with a bumper, with a winch, with all that kind of stuff. It's going to be more cost effective to not option that from the factory and to get that stuff aftermarket. Typically there is a markup for convenience. So it doesn't matter if you go to us, if you go to Owl, if you go wherever you want. Typically you're gonna get a better kind of overall deal if you do all your mods after the fact. Now, the benefit to equipping these with all the upfit packages from Tiffin or from your dealer is that you can roll it into your financing. But remember, when you roll it into your financing, you're also gonna pay significantly more for it because you're paying interest on that over time too, so just think about that. It's gonna be a 3500 cutaway chassis, so that's gonna be the dualies in the back. It's gonna give you the option to do all the same stuff you can do on the Echo because it's Sprinter based. So all your wheels, tires, suspensions, all that kind of stuff, we can make this thing just as awesome as any other van on the road, handle well, feel super safe, be super capable off-road. Something kind of, in my opinion, revolutionary that we haven't seen in any of these chassis is instead of having a gas or an LP generator, this is actually gonna have a 4,000 watt diesel generator. Now, apparently they're gonna be the first ones in the industry with it in this packaging. Super awesome, it'll run straight from the tank, so you don't have to worry about filling LP tanks and all that kind of stuff to run your generator like we do on the Echo. I think it's kind of a nice touch, but it's gonna give you an added compartment in the middle there. Now, the other cool part about that is if you get the Battleborn version, which is what I'm gonna recommend because I like the 12-volt side and we can actually put more batteries in it overall. You're gonna be able to add a second battery inside, so you'll go from one Battleborn Game Changer to 2. You can also add 2 more underneath in that middle compartment, so you can have up to 4 Battleborn Game Changers, which is an absolute insane, over 1,000 amp hours worth of battery. So really great options to make this super capable off-road situation between the generator with the large battery bank and the efficiency of the AC. It's gonna be really, really awesome in the heat. In the final compartment up here, it's got the transfer switch, so it'll switch from the generator or shore power, as well as the gulper. This is the same concept as the Echo. It's gonna move water from a lower point than your gray water tank into the gray water tank. That way you don't have to worry about how your water gets to where it goes. So really thought out kind of situation like that. All these compartments have really nice seals, really nice molded doors. They all have Southco push type latches, so really secure, pretty happy with those. On the back side here is where all of your water system is. So this is basically the same exact water panel that you have on the Transit Echo. Just turn your knobs to where you want to go. It also has a filter already built into it for the system, so that's a nice touch. The Echo doesn't have that. That's a really, really nice touch. Further down, we also have your gray tank release, conveniently located here in the back, as well as an entire empty storage space for whatever you want. I imagine most people will put their, gray water drain and all that kind of stuff over there. It's a really good spot for it. So in the garage area, same massive type garage is the Echo or the Navion or any other box type thing. It does have a heater vent back here, so you are gonna get the heat from the inside of the van back here. So it is somewhat climate controlled. Again, all the doors are all welded. They are not fiberglass, and they have a really nice seal all the way around it to keep all the water out. Same really nice push type latches. Again, South Coast style latches. Really positive engagement. Metal hinges all the way around. The other cool part about this is the motion sensor lights. Again, I don't know if these will stay here, but they are really cool because as I walked up, the light went on. I often forget to turn my lights off in the garage of the Echo, and they just stay on forever. So it is nice that that was built in there. So on the back of this, they have a really cool rear bumper with recovery points built in. This particular one has an optional air compressor, so they put an air compressor chuck right over there. Really like the cool taillights. It's very Jeep-esque. I think it looks kind of cool, a little bit better than your normal, just generic inserted lights. Also has a wraparound awning, same 270 type awning that most of your big boxes have. A really nice feature here is the rear window. Something that a lot of people ask for, something that I really, really like. It's really cool to be able to have the front to back ventilation. So if you open your front windows and then open the back window, it's really nice to get that wind coming through, especially if it's a really nice night and you got a little breeze. It's gonna make it really, really comfortable. On this particular one, there's also a rear door. Not 100% sure if this is gonna make it into full production or not. There's a couple different kind of things they're looking at, but it is a really nice way to access the very back. I do like how tall the garage is because it's a lot easier to get your bikes in. It's a lot easier to not have to, on some bikes, take off all the wheels, and the storage is just really, really nice. Now, the other cool part is on the bottom here, they have a spot where you can put your traction boards, is what they mentioned. You can put your traction boards or anything else in here that are muddy or dirty. That way you don't have to put it into your actual garage. And then it's also covered by the bottom of the door here, so you don't have to worry about it getting dirty even more. So on the topic of storage still, there is a ton of storage over here on the passenger side. This storage area is sectioned off from this one. One more big storage area over here. Again, there's 2 doors there, but it's one big storage area. I wouldn't be surprised if they, blocked off one side of it, but it's a good size. I really think it's big enough for a small Blackstone, something like that. So it ticks a lot of boxes for storage for me. So as you come in, you got a really nice door here. They say it's bear resistant. I don't know, I'm not really gonna try it, but it is a pretty beefy steel door. It also has a table here. So again, as you know, I made one for the Echo because it's really nice to have even more counter space, as well as to be able to serve people on the out when you're at camp and you're making a whole bunch of cool food or drinks. It's really nice to be able to put it here to serve to people. So that's really, really nice. Super happy with that. As you come in, it's a cool concept, I think, to have an L bench. I like the L benches. This is gonna give you the flexibility to sit a couple people here. It does have 2 seat belts, So you'll be able to seat in Transport 4. Here's another option for this that is more of like two-person recliner. I am way more into this one. I really like it a lot. But an amazing amount of storage, which is kind of the theme from the GH2 to this. You have massive overhead storage here. All these cabinets have a nice positive lock on the bottom of all the doors. So you get two overhead cabinets here. You get some storage up in the front here. On both sides, as well as in the very front. I don't know if there's going to be a package for like a TV here or something like that. That'd be kind of cool if there was, but I don't actually know. All right, so with the controls for this, everything's going to be RVC based. So you're going to have a screen here along with two other screens in the coach. This is kind of the secondary electrical panel. So when you get the Battleborn version, it's going to have a Xantrex inverter. When you get the Lithionics version, it's going to have a Multiplus. And basically all of the stuff in here and your HVAC, so your AC unit, the GRE AC unit, is going to be able to be controlled from the RVC controller here. This is a spider system, so you'll be able to do your AC, your heat, your hot water, all that kind of stuff from this screen or the other screens in the van. So going through the cab, up here in the front, it's nice because you have a pair of 110 outlets with USBs over here and here. The con to that is you have to run the inverter to run these USBs, which uses a little bit more power. But it is super convenient and you don't have multiple ports just kind of everywhere. It also has a wireless charging capability on the top of this one, as well as some outlets here and here. So plenty of space for your induction cooktop, all that kind of stuff. It has 3 drawers, big drawers, really big drawers, hold all the stuff that you need, as well as 2 cabinet doors under here that are going to give you the same amount of storage. Now, the really cool part about this, I think, is the sink situation, because I can't stand just having a sink hang out, and this allows you to drop this down, and then you have a cover for the sink so that you have an entire flat counter space. Now I like not having the actual faucet on the countertop because that makes it less likely for something to hit it, turn it on, all that kind of stuff. If you forget to turn it on, turn it off, it's all going to stay inside of here, so it's going to drain immediately and not. Because like I know I have, when I put my cover on my sink, for whatever reason I actually turn the faucet on and then it just gets water all over everywhere. So this is a really nice feature that I like. The windows are different than the Echo. They actually self-tension wherever you put them at. I think it's like a little rubber sleeve inside of there that as you push it and pull it, it creates friction and stops. I say that because as you push it and pull it, you can kind of feel something roll over on the inside there. So it's kind of a clever design. Same cam type closure as the other windows. You just close it and then rotate and you're good to go. More overhead storage here. Again, a massive amount of storage. This is where you're going to have your camp hookups for TVs. So you have some HDMI cables as well as an antenna cable there. Now, moving back, this is probably one of the cooler features of anything just because, I don't know, I think it is. But your fridge and freezer open up this way. But then also, if you're in bed and you want a midnight snack, you can just open it that way. So tell me that's not cool. Big fan of that. I think Storytellers, their 170 has something similar, but it's really nice to see manufacturers caring about the fridges that are in the units. There's also a shower in here in the bathroom. This is going to give you a full wet bath. It has the same Thetford type toilet. That is going to be a cassette toilet, so just like the Echo, Revel, the GH1, GH2, all that, you're going to be dumping it at you can go to an RV park or you can go to a bathroom, porta potty, all that kind of stuff. The shower is also in here, so it is a wet bath, and this is going to be all nice, self-contained, good to go. And then on the aft wall here, we've got, you know, your mirror, the mount for the faucet, all that kind of stuff. As well as a cute little like homey type sink, so that's kind of cool, and lots of storage underneath the sink in an aluminum cabinet, which is important because it is waterproof. It's got the same seal and construction as one's outside, so anything you put in here, like toilet paper and all that kind of stuff, is not going to get wet, which I really like. So it has the same GRE AC unit that the GH2 has, which is known to be super duper efficient because it's a 110 inverter type AC unit. Really like these things. I think we're going to start putting them into retrofits instead of what we're currently using, because in testing they've just really been nice. So we do have your AC control back here, so you can control from the bed area what the temperature is going to be. You also have another touchscreen right here and one in the bedroom, and that's going to control all your lights so that you don't have to get out of bed to turn things on and off. These beds will go into a king size bed. You just have to flip over all of these cushions just like any other RV. You've got 3 big windows, massive windows really all the way around. Same cams type windows as the front one. They have a roll up and down shades and screens. I am not a big fan of this orientation. I prefer the shade to come out of the bottom. That way you have some privacy, but you can still have airflow with it slightly open, whereas this way you have some airflow but no privacy. So if I had one, I'd probably flip them up, and should be pretty easy. Just some screws in the side and flip it over. We do have some reading lights with USBs, which is a really nice touch. So these are gonna be 12 volt power, so you're not gonna have to run your inverter in order to get the 12 volt out of these. Along with 3 overhead cabinets with the same type of latches that are in the front. Again, these are aluminum framed on this one, super duper burly, and I think they'll work really, really well. On the bottom of these cabinets, we also have a 110 over in each corner. Those do not have USB plugs on it. And then we also have a USB plug right there as well. Now, wrapping it up over here, just like on the Echo, we have the TV. You have all of your typical TV mount stuff back here. So you have your HDMIs, your antenna plug, as well as your 110, and you would put a mount right here to put your TV. You don't have a TV, it's cool. You got a couple hangers here for jackets and that kind of stuff, as well as some on the other side. So in here, above the microwave is another cabinet that has your Starlink ready situation here. So it's got the cable. This is gonna be good for like a Gen 3 or high performance, something like that. As well as a 110 plug that your microwave is also plugged into, but you can put your routers and everything up here. So with the power system, it's going to be the same type power system that you see in the GH1 and the GH2, Battle-Born based, up to 810 amp hours, all Victron components. It's really just going to be a robust, reliable situation. They are prototyping a Lithionics version. Overall, I think the capability, fit and finish, all that kind of stuff is pretty good on this. There's some things that I would like to see change. I'd like to see maybe some more 12 volt base plugs throughout instead of just 110. I like the L bench. I do worry that the fabric on the bottom here, because we've seen it in the Jaycos, in the Integras, where your feet actually tear up this fabric after a little bit. I like the removable table situation. That's really nice. The Sprinter Echo has kind of the same thing. I don't really care about the converting to be able to sleep another 2 people. That doesn't really matter to me because I don't have kids, and if you do, well, that's your choice, and this might not be the ride for you. I do really like some of the design cues in here. The cabinetry is really nice. It's rugged enough with a sleek enough look, if that makes sense, that it's aesthetically pleasing to me. The change to solid surface countertops from like a laminated countertop is nice. These are pretty light too, so you're not really going to have the weight penalty if you did like real stone tops. It is also kind of cool if you look at the bottom of the walkways. They did a really nice little cutout where the heater ducts are, so it just looks a little nicer than just putting a grill there, you know, things like that, or like a little round duct like we have in our Echoes. So it's just, I think a little bit more thought to the design has gone into this, and I think it really pays off. The aluminum frame cabinetry is really nice. It's going to give you good stability. It is skinned in wood, so it still has kind of that homey feel versus like the GH2 or the GH1 where it's all exposed aluminum. You're still going to get the same strength out of the aluminum framing and less squeaks, less rattles, that kind of stuff, but with skinning it with the wood, it really does look pretty nice. So really excited to see what happens with these and to see if they become popular or not. I know Tiffin really makes a pretty good product. It's got all the right brands in it, you know, Battle-Born, Victron, Aquahot, really good stuff. I like the RVC integration, so we'll see what it looks like as it gets on the road and you get some time behind it. Thanks for hanging out. Again, I'm really excited for the GH2 and the Open Trail. We all love the GH1. They got a bunch of really other cool stuff, but really it's not our style. It's our really big Class A, Class C stuff, and I don't know, I'm a B plus kind of guy. Thanks for hanging out. Really hope you got some good information on these. I'm really excited about them. Who knows, one may be in the future to play with and develop, because there's always room to make everything better. I think that's kind of what we're good at, as well as, you know, Alvans and all those other guys. Like, we really like taking good products and making them even better. So thanks for hanging out. Thanks for letting us help you upgrade your adventure.